three other things that politicians are using, all right, to manipulate the system, to keep the power, but keep everybody else at par with worth. So the first thing is hunger. We call it the politics of the stomach. They use hunger for campaign. It's been there. You remember during the time of Dr. Elson Bakeri Moses, there was an issue of hunger that was used as a capital to gain power, to keep people chained. So they'll provide something for you to just eat today and tomorrow, but not for the future. So usually you see our campaign is centered around AIP, it's centered around subsidies, it's centered around inputs and all that, agriculture inputs and all that, but we're not looking at a bigger picture. For instance, we're not looking at industrialization of agriculture. We're not looking at growing all these projects like Greenbelt, right, or any other cooperatives that have been there for long. They're not sustainable because every government that comes in changes everything. Why? The goal is not to bring sustainability in terms of food security. The goal is to maintain the power cycle by starving people so that people are in need, because people who are not in need will start thinking. People that have well-fed will start thinking with their brains, and they will fight the system. So apart from politicians using hunger as a tool for campaign or for gaining power or maintaining power, even up to today, another thing that politicians use to maintain power and to gain power is the same thing that I've talked about earlier. It's to do with culture, society, community, tribe. Where do you come from? All right? Where do you come from? So most of the leaders will use their tribe, their kin, their people to maintain power. But look around all these people, right? We talk about the Lomwes, the Chewas, the Tumbukas, or any other tribe that is there. Every particular tribe that has had a president, sadly, only a few people are actually empowered. Talk about literacy, talk about worth. It's only a few people, their family and friends. The rest of the people just follow his, our own. That's all, which is sad. And it's all over Africa. Malawi is just a case study. Thirdly, the last thing that I've noticed that African leaders use to gain power, to keep people from doing what's right and doing what's right, and those that are opposing, is violence. We have seen a lot of wars in Africa. Currently in DRC, we're seeing that. We have seen a lot of military coups and a lot of instability in the whole Africa. And of recent, we're seeing a shift in dynamics in terms of ideology, where people are moving to more nationalistic approach in terms of leadership. And a lot of Africans, young Africans, are preferring nationalistic approach, a nationalistic approach towards governance than socialist or capitalist approach. Why? Because they are seeing that they are tired with these mixed economies and this capitalistic ideologies are doing, because they are being used in a democracy as a cover-up for a few corrupt people. Democracy is alright if practiced well. Capitalism can be alright if practiced well, if regulated. But we are seeing a few people benefiting from the systems, especially politicians. So people are like, okay, people are saying, all right, okay, let's shift the dynamics into something else. All right. But what I wanted to say is, one of the biggest, I would say, and this is something that we always have to, it's concerning. All right. I've talked about hunger being used, talk about ethnicity and tribalism, nepotism being used. to actually rule people and gain power. This last aspect of violence is demeaning, and in Malawi it has become the issue of the day. We're talking about boys with panga knives. We're talking about if people from MCP go to Blantyre, we have seen people getting hurt. The same things. People of TPP were heading the long way in Ponera. We're seeing all these things happening. Same applies in the north. We're seeing violence, political violence, and who benefits from this violence? It is not the Jim and Jack that benefit. It is these big people. They consolidate power. The poor people fight for them, and they consolidate power. At the end of the day, they maintain. They're in their power cycle maintains power for the same thing. So what we always forget as people, Africans and Malawians, is these people know each other. Most of them, the black breed on the same tables. So we fight, we suffer. But at the end of the day, these are three things, all right, that we always have to remember. And we have to fight the urge to abide to these three things, all right? I'm talking about hunger, all right? Let's work hard as a people that the need for our stomachs shouldn't let us make bad decisions. Second of all, let's not allow our tribes or where we come from, our ethnicity, our culture, background, and nepotism rule us into making bad decisions when it comes to leadership. Thirdly, let's not allow violence, or especially the youth. Let's not like these old politicians to use us for their gain in terms of violence. So guys, that's it. Thank you. And this is my piece.